Imagine losing your freedom, not because of a war, not because of a crime, but because of an argument about the colour of a horse's tail. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet this ancient Indian story teaches one of the most powerful lessons about truth, ego, and decision-making. And by the end of this video, you may realise that many of the problems we face today start in exactly the same way. Long ago, there were two sisters named Kadru and Vinata. One day, they saw the magnificent celestial horse Acharshava standing in the distance. The horse was shining bright white. As they looked at it, a disagreement started. Vinata said, "Look at that horse. Even its tail is completely white." Kadru replied, "No, its tail is black." Now, this could have been solved very easily. They could have walked closer. They could have looked more carefully. They could have simply checked the facts. But instead, something else took over. Ego. Neither sister wanted to back down, so they made a wager. Whoever was wrong would become the servant of the other. Think about that for a moment. A life-changing decision based on something neither of them had properly verified. As the day to settle the wager approached, Kadru became worried. She knew the horse's tail was actually white. But instead of accepting defeat, she chose to cheat. Kadru ordered her serpent sons to wrap themselves around the horse's white tail. From a distance, the dark-coloured serpents made the tail appear black. The next day, the sisters returned and looked at the horse again. The tail appeared black. Vinata believed what she saw. She lost the wager. And because of that loss, she became Kadru's servant. One act of dishonesty changed the course of many lives. Now stop for a second and think, who made the bigger mistake? Kadru, who chose to cheat, or Vinata, who made a huge decision without first checking the facts? Because that is where the real lesson begins. Lesson 1. Verify before you decide. The entire problem started because the truth was never properly verified. We still make the same mistake today. We believe messages without checking them. We trust rumors. We make decisions based on assumptions. We judge people without knowing the full story. The lesson is simple. Never make an important decision based on incomplete information. A few minutes spent checking the facts can save years of regret. Lesson 2. When winning becomes more important than truth. Kadru stopped caring about what was true. She only cared about winning. And when winning becomes more important than truth, people start justifying bad choices. We see this everywhere. In politics, in business, at work, even inside families. The moment we stop searching for the truth and start trying to prove that we're right, good judgment disappears. 3. Small lies can create big consequences. Think about how small the original disagreement was. It was only about the colour of a horse's tail, something very minor. Yet one lie led to servitude, suffering, conflict, and eventually the famous story of Garuda. Many of life's biggest problems begin in exactly the same way, not with huge mistakes, but with small dishonest choices, one lie, one shortcut, one unethical decision. Small actions often create very large consequences. Last lesson, ego is expensive. The sisters had a simple option, check the facts and move on. Instead, they risked their future to protect their pride. How many arguments today could end peacefully if someone simply said, "I might be wrong"? Those four words have saved more relationships than winning an argument ever has. Conclusion. The story of Kadru and Vinata is not really about a horse. It's about human nature. It's about how ego can replace wisdom. How the desire to win can become stronger than the desire to know the truth. And how a small act of dishonesty can create consequences far beyond what we expect. The next time you find yourself in an argument, don't ask, "How do I win?" Ask a better question. Have I checked the facts? Because sometimes the difference between wisdom and suffering is simply taking a closer look at the truth. If you enjoyed this story and the lessons behind it, subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, we'll explore ancient stories and discover the wisdom they still offer today. Subscribe and like the lessons